Hi everyone! Chopin's Prelude, opus 28, number 4, is essentially composed of two sections, both containing in the lowest part of the left hand partial chromatic descents, moving against in the right hand part prolonged scale degrees. The first section, spanning the Prelude's initial 12 bars, includes a partial chromatic descent moving between the notes G and B, against which the right-hand part prolongs E minor's 5th, 4th, and 2nd scale degrees, but lacks the 3rd, which is only briefly introduced here, sharpened as the root note of secondary diminished 7th harmony to E minor's subdominant chord. The second section, spanning bars 13 to the work's conclusion and bar 25, includes a partial chromatic descent, moving again between the notes G and B, but lacking D sharp and D. The right-hand scale degrees here prolong E minor's 5th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st degrees, and only briefly include the 4th degree, which is raised, sounding as the root note of A sharp diminished 7th harmony. While in the first section the chromatic descent took 10 bars to move from G to B, here, due in part to the omission of the notes D sharp and D, the descent is completed in 5 bars. Harmonically, the first section begins on tonic harmony and ends on the dominant, and the second section also begins on the tonic and concludes with a perfect cadence in E minor. Along with the use of the chromatic descents between these framing chords, Chopin also often continues or preempts many of the intervening chords' degrees, effectively staggering their vertical alignment. This technique creates in the left-hand chords suspensions, anticipations, and other non-harmony notes, which together with the embellishing notes of the right-hand melody often obscure the underlying progression. Here, for example, this C, together with the left-hand notes, appears to create C major 7th harmony, the submediant 7th in E minor. Given Chopin's typical treatment of these Cs in the following bars, however, this note combination should probably be heard as tonic harmony, with the C sounding as an upper neighbour note to B. Here also, rather than F-sharp diminished 7th harmony, this note combination should probably be heard either as a B dominant 7th chord, with the C again sounding as an upper neighbour note to B, or as diminished 7th harmony, with the C sounding as that chord's 7th. Here also, Chopin writes E minor's raised leading note D sharp as E flat, the introduction of which is delayed by a 7/6 suspension prepared as the preceding tonic's root note. A 7/6 suspension is again used in the following bar, where the third of secondary B half diminished 7th harmony, sounding as the supertonic 7th to the following E major and minor dominant 7th chords in bar 4, is delayed by the note E flat. This note combination also should probably still be heard as B half diminished 7th harmony, with the C again sounding as an upper neighbour note to B, and the G sharp as an anticipation of the following E major dominant's 3rd degree. In this bar also, this note combination, which taken on its own sounds as first inversion C sharp diminished 7th harmony, is simply the combination of repeated E and G notes, the root and 3rd of minor dominant 7th harmony, and C sharp and B flat passing notes. For the work's remainder, Chopin essentially continues in this way, embellishing the right hand's prolonged scale degrees and staggering the alignment of many of the left hand's chords. The resulting progression, despite being occasionally obscured, may be heard entirely in E minor, with occasional secondary chords typically resolving to E minor's subdominant A minor. Here, however, instead of the expected resolution to the subdominant, Chopin uses the same apparent diminished 7th chord as here, although in this bar he spells the B flat as A sharp, creating A sharp diminished 7th harmony, the vertical configuration of which is changed to bridge the gap in the chromatic descent caused by the omission of D sharp and D. In its new configuration, the notes of the apparent A sharp diminished 7th chord then move to F sharp half diminished 7th harmony, E minor supertonic. The half diminished supertonic 7th chord then resolves to dominant 7th harmony, concluding this section's partial descent. I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. See you next time.